Hello and welcome to our first episode of Extra Cover, where we talk about the in and out of the field of cricket, what happened in the previous week of the cricketing world. So this week it's all about the Cricket World Cup, which started on May 30th. One of the most interested and most highlighted thing that happened all across the last week was the immovable base.
Now, this incident did not happen once or twice, but it happened 5 times in the first week itself. Australian opener David Warner was the latest batsman to give a lucky escape when he edged Jasprit Bumrah onto his leg stump at Oval, but the bails didn't move.
Now, in the match between West Indies and Australia, some rash decisions were given by the two on-field umpires, and that highlighted as a major part in this year's Cricket World Cup.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, 4 decisions were overturned in this match, and the delivery before the dismissal of Gale ended up being a big no-ball. Chris Gaffney and Ruchira Palliguru, the two on-field umpires, had a rough time out in the middle, but we have the faith that it'll improve by the time.
In the last match of this week's play, India took up against Australia, and in that match we saw a gentleman's act from a true gentleman on the field.
The Australian former captain Stephen Smith received a big booing and hootings from the massive Indian crowd that was present in the Oval, but Kohli stepped out and asked the Indian crowd to applaud for the efforts by Smith in the field. Now, it was one of the finest gestures by the Indian captain, and it was appreciated by many individuals and institutions around the world.
Another incident that happened which caused lots of hype, especially in the Indian crowd, was the glove incident of MS Dhoni.
Dhoni took the field with the keeping gloves that had an army symbol or a dagger logo, which was clearly breaching the ICC clothing and equipment manual in the ICC Cricket World Cup. BCCI did request from ICC to give permission for Dhoni, but ICC turned down the BCCI's apparently, and Dhoni responded with a different pair of gloves, respecting the decision by the ICC.
Another highlighted thing that happened in the previous week was the request from AB de Villiers to get back into the South African team.
The request by AB de Villiers to return to the international arena was immediately turned down by the South African management, and they gave some good reasons for the decision. Now, what they're telling is that it can be a major disappointment for the players who made some great sacrifices to enter into this World Cup squad. Many former South African players and commentators do agree for this reason with the South African management.
Now, those were the interesting things that happened in the previous week in the world of cricket. So now, let's have a look at the performances. Some great performances were done by players in the previous week, in this first week of Cricket World Cup. That's it from this week's Extra Cover, where we talked about all the interesting things that happened in the previous week. So do join us in the next week as well, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, and please leave your opinions and comments in the comment section as well. And it's goodbye from Team Batsman.